The corporate entity. When we think of corporations, we probably think of the joint operations such as General Motors and IBM. The very word corporation inspires images of size and power. In reality, however, our corner newsstand has as much right to incorporate as a giant automaker. Moreover, the newsstand and GM would share the characteristics of all corporations: legal status as separate entities, property rights and obligations, and indefinite lifespans. In 1819, the US Supreme Court defined corporation as an unartificial being, invisible and intangibly invisible. I beg your pardon, please, and let me do it again. In 1819, the US Supreme Court defined a corporation as an artificial being, invisible, intangible, and existing only in contemplation of the law. The code thus defined corporation as a legal person. Corporations may therefore perform the activities such as sue and get sued, buy, hold and sell property, make and sell products, commit crimes and be tried and punished for them. Well, as we continue with them, there are advantages and disadvantages of incorporations. Let's talk about the advantages. The biggest advantage of corporation is limited liability. Investor liability is limited to a personal investment in the corporation. In the event of a failure, the courts may seize and sell a corporation's assets, but cannot touch the investor's personal possessions. If, for example, one invests $1,000 in a corporation that goes bankrupt, well, one may lose one's $1,000, but no more. In other words, $1,000 is the extent of the liability. Another advantage is the continuity, because it has a legal life independent of the founders or the owners. A corporation can, at least in theory, continue forever. Shares of stock may be sold or passed on to the heirs, and most corporations also benefit from the continuity provided by the professional management. Finally, corporations have advantages in raising money. By selling stock, they expand the number of investors and the amount available as funds. They have continuity, legal status, tend to make lenders more willing to grant loans. But then there are disadvantages of incorporations as well. Although the chief attraction is the ease of transferring ownership, this same feature can create applications, complications, and difficulties. For example, using a legal process called tender offer, an offer to buy shares made by the prospective buyer directly to a corporation's shareholder, a corporation can be taken over against the will of its managers. I beg your pardon, please. Another disadvantage is startup cost. Corporations are heavily regulated. Incorporations entails meeting and complex legal requirements of the state in which the firm is chartered. Double taxation. The biggest disadvantage of incorporation, however, is the double taxation. First, a corporation pays income tax on company's profits. In addition, stockholders pay taxes on income returned by their investments in the corporations. Thus, the profits earned by the corporations are taxed twice, once at the corporate level, again at the ownership level, because profits are treated as owners' personal income. Sole proprietorship and partnerships are taxed only once. The advantages and disadvantages of corporate ownerships have inspired laws establishing different kinds of corporations. Most are intended to help the businesses like advantages of the benefits of the corporate model without assuming all advantages. We can discuss them in the next video.